D. Stanfield in the building, the professional. Here with my man Court. What's going on, Court?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Fresh perspective, man. We out here, man. As y'all can see, we low on the inventory in terms of personalities today. But that's not gonna stop the show. You know, one monkey. You know how we do it, man. What's going on? What's going on, Court?
The world of sports is getting better. That's about it.
I'd say that's a bit of a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a ton of stuff going on. As you know, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. It's a shame that we don't have the entire crew in the building because I'm sure it would get kind of belligerent around here.
They'll fill in on the comments and all that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure about that. Listen, if you tuning in, we appreciate everybody for tuning in to Fresh Perspective. Go ahead and drop some comments in the comment section. Throw some likes and shares in the air as we get into this, man. It's it's about to get buck wild, man. Y'all know how me and Court do as opposed to the commentary. So anybody that has their children watching, please send them to the room because this will be a no holds barred conversation. I don't know if y'all caught the end of the conversation last night on the Alphabet Show, but this is going to be a bit of a continuation on that. You are tuned in to Fresh Perspective. We are without our host Irv Goldie Hawkins. We are without Bo 2.0, and we are also without Ice Amir Drake, who is home mourning the loss of a loved one. Man, shout out to you, Ice. We want to send prayers and wishes to your family, man. Please make sure y'all throw some prayers and wishes out to the Drake family, our family, the Rise Up family as well, man. We want to make sure that we are throwing as much support his way as humanly possible. We definitely miss y'all. Irv is out on vacation, if you will, and Bo 2.0 is being who Bo 2.0 is. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and jump into our commentary. First things first, man. The NBA is back, as we spoke to a little bit last week, and things have gotten quite interesting over the last week or so. Couple of the stories that are headlining. Portland's making a lot of noise, as we thought that they would.
They actually playing as we speak. To be honest with you.
Yeah, we should turn that on, but not yet.
I'll check in on it. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, Portland's making noise. Surprisingly, Phoenix is undefeated in the bubble right now.
Okay. Yes, Phoenix is undefeated. They play today.
I think they play today.
I think Phoenix plays today.
And ironically, speaking of those two teams, I think Portland closes out their season against Phoenix. So if it comes down to the end,
do they?
I think Portland's last game is against Phoenix.
That'll be a good one.
And that'll be a great one, especially if they have to end up playing in the play-in game.
Phoenix would have to be undefeated to get in, right?
No, it's the 8 and 9 seed in both conferences have to play each other in the play-in game. So they don't necessarily have to be undefeated to get to the play-in game. They just have to be the 8 seed, man. Donovan Samuels, man, what's going on, man? Shout out to you. Appreciate you for tuning in.
What's going on?
What's good with you? Let's see if we put these put the comments right there in front of the liquor.
It's 2022 right now.
Portland's up?
Yep, 22-20.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Like I said, you tuned in to Fresh Perspective. We are a part of the Rise Up family brand. Also affiliated with the OnPoint network, where our show broadcasts every Sunday morning from 10 o'clock to 11:30. Actually, it's 11:30 to 1 that show broadcast. So please feel free to tune in as we continue to go through this subject matter, man. How do you feel about what's going on in the bubble right now?
It's getting chippy, which is good. I
don't think the crowd can hear you. I think you got to speak into the mic a little bit better.
I mean, it's getting chippy. I mean, the crowd, they like it. They enjoy it so far. I mean, it ain't really rev up too much yet. It'll get interesting with Jimmy Butler this week. Besides that part of the bubble, though. I mean, we ain't really get started. We got a couple days. We got a week?
Yeah.
A week to playoffs? Yeah. So they'll start getting a little bit more physical. It's fun, though. It's good to see everybody. No crowds, no fans. You just got to play basketball and be with your teammates right now. People got to go deeper into their benches. I don't think coaches using their benches enough or using the time to get their bench prepared enough as they should be.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know if the coaches have had an opportunity to do a full evaluation about what the chemistry is like at this point, especially for those individuals that have lost critical pieces to their rotation. Like, I'm surprised Portland is playing as well as they are with the loss of Ariza, but they lost Ariza, but they picked up Nurkic.
I told you, Ariza wasn't around long enough to really hurt it.
Right.
Like, it was just like another. It's like they had injuries. It's like another player being hurt.
But Nurkic has been balling out of control.
Correct.
Yeah, I think he had 18 points, 19 rebounds in the last game.
Nah, he been hooping since he's been back. He looked like he's in good shape. He looked like the little bit of extra extended time helped him out as far as his body goes.
What's going on, Eric Winters, man? Thank you for tuning in. Again, you're listening to COD. You're listening to Fresh Perspective, man. I'm your host today, D. Stanfield, the professional. I'm here with my man, Courtney Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide, young and talented Courtney Chappelle, man. So there's a lot of chatter going on around the bubble, and I personally feel like they're just trying to make a lot of stories out of nothing. But there's the story around the league is that the Lakers and the Clippers have been taking unnecessary losses lately.
What do you mean unnecessary losses?
So they're losing to teams that they don't feel like they should be losing to.
Okay.
I am of the mindset that because the Clippers and the Lakers have already locked in the 1 and 2 seed, that they're just lagging off until the actual playoffs start. But how do you feel about that? Do you feel like there's an overreaction or what? I mean,
when you say unnecessary losses, I mean we are talking about a layoff of what, 4 months?
Yeah.
It's gonna be some rust. It's gonna be some getting used to. It's you a little bit out of rhythm, getting up every day, hooping. Not people separated from families, going through missing certain vices, whatever that may be. Like, I don't think they're unnecessary losses. I think they're trying to figure things out, get into the flow. They still had some things to figure out while the season was going. The Clippers still had rotation issues, how players work together, which players work best together.
Right.
Filling out healthy players, understand, because you're going to play different healthy than hurt. You had Lakers who was coming together, was just finding it, but then they added Deion Waiters, they added J.R. Smith, they lost Avery Bradley, they lost Rondo for a second. So I don't necessarily think people are taking unnecessary losses. I just think they're going through the motions, trying to figure it out on the fly, and not overexert themselves due to the fact that playoffs is around the corner.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. It's funny because with the Clippers, I can understand the rotation issues because they have a lot of brand new pieces. But with the Lakers, and not that they don't have brand new pieces, but I mean it's LeBron, AD, and company. And don't get me wrong, they did lose Avery Bradley, which is a huge piece of their defense. But I mean, JR is very familiar with LeBron, and the rest of that team is the rest of that rotation outside of Danny Green and probably, yeah, outside of Danny Green, everybody else is familiar with Bron. I mean, JaVale McGee's familiar with Bron already. What is it, KCP? I think he's already familiar with Bron. So I don't necessarily think that there's a rotation issue there, unless you want to say that Frank Vogel is not really up to speed in terms of how to run that team. I just feel like they coasting. I feel like they're getting the bulk of their understanding in practice as opposed to going hard in the games, and so it's. But now with the Clippers, that's a different conversation because I think I don't think
when you say coasting, here's the problem. I don't ever think Bron is coasting. I don't think Bron is coasting. Could he be doing his own personal form of research out there, gauging certain things match? I don't think he's coasting though. That's not what I'm seeing from Bron out there. There's a different Bron coasting. It's like he's just going through the motion. I don't see that out of him. I just see him trying to figure out, like, I know these 5 sets will get us points.
Okay.
I know these defensive rotations is our bet. Like, just looking at the field, looking at the teams they're playing, understanding if they're going to see them in the playoffs, if not matchups, points, where we're weak at, you're worse with little or guards. I feel like it's all homework. I don't feel like coasting is the, you know what I mean? That's not the right word for them. I don't think Frank Vogel's coasting. I think they're doing a lot of research, a lot of homework, a lot of playing possum. That I give a lot of the Clippers, the Lakers, teams that's sitting up higher are playing a lot of possum. I give you that.
Yeah,
it looks one way, but it's really another way. I can see the possum
piece, but I consider that to be a realm of coasting, if you will. But you know, that's one thing that
I call it strategy.
Okay, that's fair as well. Donovan Samuel said that Danny Green needs to be benched. Start Waiters instead.
That don't make sense.
Yeah, I'm.
See what I'm saying? You see now you see why Frank Vogel. That don't make sense. But for suggestions like that, you go, let's see how that looks. No, like you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Dion Waiters is a hooper. He could get his own bucket. I understand what somebody's saying by putting him in the starting lineup. That ain't what Braun need in that start. He need defense and shooting. Both things Dion aren't great at.
Irv Goldie Hawkins said, "My question is, how is Waiters on the street?" I think
I don't know why you asking why was Waiters on the street. Waiters was injured. Waiters decided to overdose on medical marijuana gummies and be high and got put the fuck up off the team. Like, it's not hard. Like, it's not hard. How you know how he got on the street? He was playing for Pat Riley. He decided he did not no longer want to play by the rules of Pat Riley, so he got put on the street.
Irv, then listen, Irv. Yo, Irv, man, all these comments, man, pull up, dog. if it's like that, all these comments, man, pull up. Otherwise, never mind. Let me stop. Irv said, "What's up with the Celtics and the Suns?" So, so we just talked about the Suns. The Celtics are doing what they normally do. They play extremely efficient and well in the regular season. I'm not putting any faith in them until it gets to the playoffs.
Why?
Because I think that I personally feel like Peyton Manning of the NBA. You dominate in the regular season, and then you get to the playoffs and you flake out like normal. Like I've been on record. I said Clippers Bucks, right? So I feel like I feel like if the Bucks and the Celtics, I feel like whoever the Bucks run up against, they gonna mollywop the majority of them. There's one team that
Do you really feel that way?
Yeah, I really do. There's one team that I think can beat them, but I don't think they're gonna see them.
Who is that?
I think Philly owes them one.
Man. So you got faith in Philly and nobody else?
Just because of the matchups, not necessarily because of them.
You don't think Boston can match up with Milwaukee?
I think we've seen this already.
Oh, okay.
And I think that when we saw it the first time, Boston actually had a better team than what they have right now. So, I mean,
I think the last time they seen him in this room, I don't think Jaylen Brown was the player he is today. I don't think Jason Tatum was playing with the confidence he plays with, and I know Gordon Hayward wasn't there.
Gordon Hayward was there.
No.
Yeah, when
Kyrie was hurt. When
this was last year after Gordon Hayward.
Oh, you talking about last year's team?
Year.
I thought you were talking about the year before.
No, last year's team.
Okay, my bad. That's on me. I thought you were talking about the year before.
Yeah, no, that's last year's team. I mean, the year before, I mean, they were shorthanded. Period. And that's when they had the most momentum. To be honest,
they lost.
And last year, the only thing that they were not.
I seen the Bucks get beat by Scary Terry. I know that. And the majority of that team was there.
Okay. All right. I'll rock with you.
Minus Malcolm Brogdon.
Donovan Samuel said, "How long is Ben Simmons out for?" Right now,
who cares?
Ben Simmons is out indefinitely.
Don't matter.
So for those people that don't know, Ben Simmons basically dislocated his kneecap, and that is usually according to everybody that I've spoken to, that's usually about a 6 week. A 6 to 8 week recovery.
He dislocated it.
Yeah, dislocated it. It's not like he severed it or, you know what I'm saying? So it's usually a 6 to 8 week recovery. I would say he could possibly come back towards the end of the first round if they have to go 6 to 7 games. If they get out of there early, first 4 or 5 games, he might not make it back if they get punched out in the first. Yeah, he probably won't make it back. I don't understand why he's pushing to come back anyway. You got a long NBA career. I wouldn't rush this back at all. What's going on, Dennis Holmes? You listen to Fresh Perspective Live, man. I'm here with my boy Courtney Worldwide, Mr. Young and Talented. The majority of the crew is out, so we in our bag. We talking about the NBA, what's going on in the bubble. I want to talk about the Phoenix Suns a little bit because of the chatter that's going on around that team. First of all, Monty Williams. We knew that he was a stud as a coach anyway, right?
Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's over with New Orleans right now. So
who?
Monty Williams.
I thought Monty Williams was in Phoenix.
Nah, the coach in Phoenix is still
Alvin Gentry.
Yeah.
Alvin Gentry is in New Orleans.
Is it that? Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was right.
Correct.
So Monty Williams is in Phoenix.
Correct.
And he's got them playing. Well, he already had them playing pretty well during the regular season, but now in the bubble, they're undefeated. They're playing well, and the chatter around that team has been very, very mixed because Devin Booker has been lights out as expected.
Right.
But a lot of people in my mind are not talking about is the play of Ricky Rubio and how he's been able to take a lot of the responsibility off Devin so Devin can do what he does best, which is get buckets. And Ricky's been playing.
Ricky Rubio basically is being a point guard like he's supposed to be.
And he's strapping up, which is I mean, he was already playing good defense in Utah, so I think he just carried that over. But I think the IQ that he has brought to that team in terms of controlling the tempo and, like I said, taking a lot of the responsibility off of Devin has been something that a lot of people are not taking notice to. On top of the fact that Ayton is playing pretty well. So what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts about that?
Hold that thought on Phoenix. I've got to respond to Eric Winters.
It said fallback G. Philly is built across the board, and Embiid is on. Okay, Embiid is on one, and this move with Ben at power forward is a beast. It's a beast to his knees because he's already gone.
Good, that would make his ass shoot. We were one game from the chip. See, here's the problem. See, and because it's just me and him, I get to go on a tangent like this today and explain this. Here's the problem with the Philadelphia 76ers, and there's an easy way to fix it, and they can fix it within this draft. We just don't know if Elton Brand is smart enough to fix it. He hasn't been so far. We'll figure it out. But here's the thing that's wrong with Philadelphia. Philadelphia has not realized that they don't have a point guard.
Here we go.
They got a big forward. You feel me? A forward with immaculate passing skills. But he is not a point guard. But besides that, you need more playmakers. Okay? Joel Embiid can be on one as much as he's won. He is unstoppable. The problem is his health stops him. Besides that, you can't stop him. I can stop Ben Simmons because it's not like he got elite post moves. He got a post move. He can't shoot a jump shot. And that handle that y'all screaming is so great is very average. It's not that great. It's not like he's hitting you with a triple crossover behind a back spin move and reverse spin layup.
Yeah, like he ain't Kyrie.
Yeah, like y'all be stressing the handles because y'all it's weird for y'all to understand at 6'9", 6'10", you should still be skilled enough to handle the basketball. So it's amazing to everyone. It's not that deep. They don't have enough scoring to go do it, and Ben Simmons isn't aggressive enough to go get 40, 50 consistently by just running down there. And he's not good at shooting free throws either. So that doesn't help if he does decide to just run down here. And he got a left knee issue. So if you got a left knee issue already and you come back, the best way to save yourself would to be slow down and shoot jump shots. But if you can't shoot jump shots, you have to go to the rim and in the post. And then a guy with a bad left knee should not be in the post banging, trying new spin post moves.
Did you just describe Ben Simmons as Zion Williamson?
No, because even Zion understands his abilities well enough to continue to use them.
Zion is decent at shooting.
No, Zion even understands the concept of being left open means I have to shoot.
Thank you for the comments, man. It's fresh perspective, man. Irv Goldie Hawkins said Elton Brand went to Duke. Who cares?
Man, Ben is top 10 in all stats, and you should on. You are 1,000% correct. You know what Ben is not? He's not going to the finals. He is not an MVP candidate.
Kellen for the culture said he still can't shoot. I think that's the point. I think that's the point.
I think moving him to power forward helps, which means you still got to move Joel Embiid, your unstoppable 7-footer, outside to shoot jump shots, guys. Philadelphia will be a threat to win a championship next season because they'll draft some point guards who can score, who can take the ball out of Ben Simmons' hands, and when he does have the ball, they'll be able to catch and shoot without having the extra stuff. It'll work very well. It's a few of those point guards.
I personally get sick and tired of every time in exhibition games when he shoots a 3 and he makes it, like the world ends. It's like, like what? Like,
hey,
listen,
Betts was good, baby.
Man, anyway. We got a couple other things to talk about. I did like the comment from Eric that when he said that Monty Williams was a beast before his wife passed away, and rest in peace to Mrs.
That's Williams. A fact. That's a fact. Monty Williams was very well with that team.
He was already on his way to being
a very good coach, yeah. and that'll shake anybody up. Oh, that's what we was talking about. Phoenix. To get on Phoenix. Phoenix is a good team that's coming up and developing. Monty Williams is a hell of a coach, y'all. Let's be real about that. Unfortunately, I think he's getting ready to lose his best player. But he is a good coach. I don't think he's bad for them. I just think you got to have people who want to be there.
Hold on. Stop the press. So you think Devin's on his way out of there?
Yeah, I think Devin gone within the next 2 seasons.
All right.
In real life, I don't think he's going to make it past the next season, but I understand what's going on. I give it 2.
TC Casey, what's going on? Hey, man, that's okay. I need you to expound on that.
I just don't think it wouldn't be a Phoenix no more.
Finish your premise, and then we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Because that's.
I mean, besides that, they are a good team. I think they're going to lose Dev, and they're going to have to just go draft or trade for a few people that don't mind being in Phoenix, Arizona right now. And they'll believe in it going. I don't think he want to be there. It's one thing that listen. I just don't think Dev want to be in Phoenix under the management. It's not so much
out there.
It ain't so much the city and all that, man. It's if I'm gonna take a chance trying to carry the team to get them to a certain point to win, if it's gonna be bad, let it be bad somewhere good. If it was bad in Atlanta, it'd be better for Dev.
Dev, if you get out of there, you better take your butt to the Knicks because that's where you should have been in the first place. Because Phil should have traded up to get that 8th pick and picked you. That's that.
I won't say better.
Instead of sitting there.
Listen, I won't say better. Better is
Jerry and Grant. He should have.
Better is an accept. We'll get on that when we deal with the Knicks. Yeah, we'll get on that because him getting Jerry and Grant wasn't. The position he drafted for wasn't wrong.
No, it wasn't.
He didn't draft for the wrong position.
No,
he might have drafted the wrong player. I could have got a better player from the position, but he had a good mind.
And Jerry was a good project, but let's be clear. He had an opportunity to trade up to get Dev, and he should have.
Speculation. I don't think nobody was letting you get past Pat Riley. That's just me.
But
that's just me though.
Wasn't Dev picked in?
And nobody has ever done the Knicks a favor via draft trade. So the capital that I would have had to give up to get that might have been something long term.
Guaranteed it was worth it at that point.
Not if it was this year's first round pick.
Melo, Porzingis, and Dev.
That you keep saying. Where has Porzingis been?
Moving on.
Y'all getting on my nerves with Porzingis.
Moving on.
Where you been at?
Putting up 40 points.
All right, Melo just now getting his way back to meaningful basketball. Like, can we stop, man? Like,
all right, man. Let's move on. And speaking of the Knicks, let's move into this conversation. So the Knicks hired Tom Thibodeau, who was active.
Oh, hold on, before we do that. But Phoenix is gonna be solid though, for real. But go ahead.
I mean, they got Monty Williams as their head coach. So so regardless as to whether
the New York Knicks owner. Well, we're gonna get into the Knicks right now, but it's amazing how you say New York Knicks owner will ruin him, but you forget where he currently plays at. You see what I'm talking about with
Eric? I'm gonna put that comment back up.
See what I'm talking about, Eric?
Just give it a second.
This is why we need to have the Knicks conversation today because it's things like this.
Share, in the words of Kellen for the culture, man, like and share the show right now because it's getting heated in the head.
I don't know if Booker to the Knicks is a reality. I would like it, but I don't know if it's a reality because of the contract he has and the value that James Jones and them would try to get out of New York. I'm just not with giving up any assets right now in New York. We've done that too long. But go ahead.
Yeah, let's. Okay. So I am of the belief, just before we jump out of this, I am of the belief that Phoenix, if they are able to hold on to Dev, they'll be able to make some serious noise within the next 2 years.
Okay.
But that's again, we'll see how that pans
out.
Right. Moving into this Knicks conversation, man. So the Knicks selected Tom Thibodeau as the head coach, which was widely speculated for well over 2 months. They finally were able to go ahead and pull the trigger. He's putting together his cabinet, staff, whatever you want to call it right now. Hopefully there will be some heavy emphasis on defensive structure. I mean, on offensive structure to get an offense that actually flows and fits today's game. But there's a lot of to Eric Winter's point. There's a lot of chatter that basically implies that the Knicks will not be anything relevant until they get rid of James Dolan as the owner. On top of the fact that nobody really wants to. The speculation is nobody really wants to play in New York right now, which I find absurd. But I mean, there is some basis behind it, considering the fact that both Kyrie and KD went to Brooklyn instead of New York, and
as they should have.
Yeah, I mean, there's relevant conversation around that. So, two things: how do you feel about the selection of Tom Thibodeau? And if the New York Knicks are to get back into relevancy as it pertains to NBA play, what do you think it's going to take to get there?
Okay, so Tom Thibodeau wouldn't have been my hire. It wasn't for me.
I think we covered that already.
Steve Stout wouldn't have been my hire. If it was me, nothing about Tom Thibodeau. Thibodeau is a great coach. Tibbs is a great defensive coach. He got the attitude and the mindset to survive in New York. Yes. I don't like his offense, how it's worked over the years. But again, the best thing that's going to happen with Tom Thibodeau will be what happens with his coaching staff. If he brings in the right coaching staff, guys that communicate with the youngins, offensive systems, thought process, et cetera, I think they'll succeed. Tom Thibodeau was his best to me when he was with Doc Rivers, which I believe Doc Rivers is his best. When those two, one had offense, one had defense, and it was like they kind of ran it like football almost. I think that's what he has to establish in New York to be successful. That's just my thing about him. I would have picked Jason Kidd just because of the offensive system, and I've watched him develop players over the last couple of years. So Tibbs is solid. He does good with youngins. That's BS.
There's speculation that Jason Kidd did not want to be a part of that staff. He was comfortable being in L.A. because that's where he's from, and that they don't think that Frank Vogel is going to continue to last after this year.
I never thought Frank Vogel was picked there to last in the first place.
Okay.
I just thought it was there as a kid.
He's a placeholder.
Yeah, I thought it was a placeholder for Jason Kidd in the first place. They just didn't want to jump right into it. I think Jason Kidd had some things going on personally. Yeah. That they didn't want to jump right into him being the head coach.
Rightfully so.
But
and he
I don't know.
And like some of the other point guards that have been coaches, Derek Fisher, he doesn't necessarily have the greatest relationship with front offices. So I think they have to navigate their ways. They probably doing the thing. They probably doing it the right way right now. To make sure that they have a good relationship with Jason Kidd before they put him in that position.
I agree. But again, however that worked out, that's cool. So when you go into the order of that, Tom Thibodeau with World Wide West, with Steve Stout, with Leon Rose, I think is a great thing because I think when you come in, especially New York, you got to have a chain of command all the way up the top. It got to be one sound all the way through. And all of those have relationships, affiliations with each other of some sort. Okay. And it'll be one line of, you know what I mean? It'll be one train of thought. So defensively, I think he's going to work. Offensively, it's going to be about who he adds around him. Now, the issue with this is everybody will say, no, it won't work because they play for James Dolan, but then you'll tell me that Dev should stay in Phoenix and they got a worse owner. You'll tell me Dan Gilbert was a racist for his comments on LeBron James, but then LeBron James and Kevin Love and Kyrie all go there and it's okay. The last time I recall, some of the best players that was traded, Golden State was under the old regime.
That's facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
The Clippers was a playoff team under Donald Sterling, and players went under Donald Sterling. That team didn't get constructed under Steve Ballmer. For the most part, it got constructed under the playoff team version. Got constructed under the original owner. Then Steve Ballmer came in and made changes after a couple of years when he brought in Jerry West. The Brooklyn Nets, somebody will tell me, is a successful organization, and yes, you should go play there, but the Brooklyn Nets in 20 years have been sold 3 times, 3 different owners. They've had 4 different coaches. They have had 3 different presidents. They've had 3 different executives. That's not a model of consistency or excellence. They funded other teams in their own division. The Boston Celtics are relevant because of the trade they made with the Brooklyn Nets and got draft picks and youth for.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
They got some of the Sixers trade. Like, so who told them that they was anything better than New York besides branding and remarketing? They had Kenny Atkinson. He didn't do good, then he did good. They got an all-star out of it. They went to the playoff. They fired the coach the next year. They got rid of the all-star, and they brought in 2. That sounds real nickish to me. Both players are hurt, but they're in the playoffs, so it don't really matter if they're here. They wanted to not be in the playoffs, tried to lose their way out, but it was such a bad year that they got in.
All right.
So what make the Knicks that much different? Public. We got writers who've been in New York for 20 years plus. They still writing about New York, about how miserable it is. In 20 years, if you're at a miserable place, you're covering you don't want to go nowhere. Cover something good.
Well, I mean,
see beauty.
It's people that stay at miserable jobs because of the bag.
I'm just saying.
James Dolan. Let's jump into some of the comments, man. Let me read through some of these comments, man. Eric Winter said, "Is it the Mecca? Yes, but you do not visit a place when you know it's dangerous on all fronts." Oh, okay.
Kawhi just went to the Clippers. There is no success with the Clippers franchise history. There is no success. Paul George.
Well, I think that there's something about
name the success.
I'm saying I think that there is something about getting your franchise over the hump. And Kawhi, for all intents and purposes,
so the player, not the owner. Toronto. So the player, not the owner.
It's Steve Ballmer. I mean, you talking?
He hasn't won anything yet as an owner. He hasn't won anything yet as an owner.
Yeah, but he's been close. He's been close.
James Dolan been close. 99, I was actually in the finals.
That's fair.
My daddy was there in 94. I've been close. We only count close in horseshoes and grenades. Like, let's be real. They've been close. The Clippers technically haven't won anything. Right. They had Blake Griffin and Chris Paul under the old owner.
Launches, C4.
The Lakers haven't won. The Lakers haven't won a playoff game. The Knicks have the most recent playoff win than the Lakers.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
That's accurate. That's accurate.
And they haven't won in 10 years of a decade for a modeled franchise.
All right. Khalid Muhammad said, Coach Tibbs is nice. You saw what he did for the Bulls. He gonna bring back that attitude. Okay. Ron Thomas said, do you think Mark Jackson can make the New York Knicks a playoff team?
No.
Okay.
And I like Mark. Mark can do it. Send him to the Nets. Everybody think Mark Jackson's such a good coach. The Nets need a coach.
Hold on. Donovan Samuel said, "Kid is running the team in L.A."
Okay.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
Eric Winter said, "Defensively, yes." Talking about Thibs. Offensively, offensively, Thibs is tossed salad.
Yeah, this is a fact. I agree. Whoever said that, I agree. Listen, I agree with
him. He looked good. He looked good when the real D Rose was MVP status. That's the only time he looked good. And then Eric Winters also said, "Hands off Mark Jackson. He's the next coming head coach in Philly."
In Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro. You gonna get Mark Jackson, Ben Simmons?
Shout out to Ernest Alice, man. What's going on?
See what I'm talking about? See, you need a point guard, bro. Ben Simmons and Mark Jackson.
Eric Winters has gone on to say, this brother is sharp. D, I rock with him, but my guy call a spade a spade. EB Chief Beef. Roast in the NBA. Watch and see. Okay. Then he said, K-Dot cashed in the bag. He is locked in. The hell, brother. He wanted to be home. Okay. All right. That's whatever. Donovan Samuel said, sadly to say, as a Lakers fan, the Clippers are building a good culture. Okay. All right. And then Herb Goldie Hawkins said, what's up, nephew? I'm not sure who he's talking to. You listen to Fresh Perspective, man. I'm here with my man, Courtney Denzel Chappelle, Mr. Young and Talented, man. I'm D. Stanford professional.
To get off that on the comment, my bad.
Yeah.
To And don't think this is me defending James Dolan. This is not me saying James Dolan is a great owner. This is not me saying he's perfect in what he has done. I think James Dolan has a front office now that he no longer has to feel like I need to be involved. He can go away. Don't worry about being sued by stupid-ass ticket holders who are mad that you go on a world tour doing a concert and not involved in the team, and then when you come back, they tell you to get away from the team. Like, don't worry about that no more. We have better front office.
That's ridiculous.
And one quick shout out to the Knicks thing too. And I'm keeping it real, and I'm hoping any old Knicks fans see this. There is a divide between Knicks fans. There's an old Knicks fan group, and there's a young Knicks fan group. The young Knicks fan group understand what we need to do, and we look at all of the successful franchises and understand how they kept their draft picks, they built their talent, they developed them, they supported them, and then there was success. Okay? They understand that. The old ones understand that concept, but they seem not to like the concept. They don't like the process of the concept. Now, here is my thing. The Knicks fans, let it go. We were not that good in the 90s. I don't know who has to say it. As a New Yorker, I'll say it to you. We weren't that good, guys. That's why we didn't win. It has nothing to do with ownership.
I disagree
now,
with that.
You can disagree all you want.
I disagree.
In real life, I was a real kid. I was a smart kid.
They were good in context to what they were playing against. They weren't great, but the latter 90s teams, that Sprewell, Allen Houston team, that team was pretty damn good.
Were they?
Yes.
Where did they win?
Absolutely.
Where did they win?
They got to the finals, didn't they?
Yeah. And what happened?
They got to the finals.
What happened?
They got to the finals.
And what happened?
They got to the finals.
No, what happened in the finals? They lost 4-1.
They got to the finals.
They lost 4-1.
They got to the finals.
It looked good.
Who they lose to?
To the Spurs.
All right. Then.
Name the point guard. Name the point guard.
They lost to one of the.
Name the point guard for the team.
For who?
The Spurs.
No.
Name the shooting guard.
Sean Elliott. Sean Elliott.
Who the small forward? That is my
Michael
point.
Finley. Michael Finley.
That's the point. Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston. We did all. Marcus Camby. I got respect for that team. I love them. They try
coming off the choke job and still being able to get to the finals. Amazing.
As far as players go, Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, Marcus Camby. That grouping was a better grouping to me.
To you.
To me. This is just me. But that Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, Patrick Ewing, Herb Williams, that John Starks, they were not beating Michael Jordan.
I agreed with that. That's why I said not the
they
early 90s.
They had problems with fucking
90s.
Reggie Miller.
They had catastrophic problems with Reggie Miller.
They wasn't that
It wasn't just Reggie Miller. It was Rick Smith. It was your boy Mark Jackson. Those guys were stout.
Yeah, I hear
They also made it to the finals.
They wasn't that good. I'm sorry. Y'all can go through this whole thing. New York was never that good. They were solid. They were a playoff team, but that wasn't championships. We don't want to see playoffs.
They were better than Philly.
Philly who?
Exactly. Moving
Philly
on.
right now?
Philly period. No, not Philly now. Right now.
You mean Philly in the history of Philadelphia?
In that era.
Hey, that ain't cool, man. Who Philly had?
AI.
Nah, not 90.
99, yes, they did.
That's a Sprewell run. That ain't the Mark Jackson run.
Facts.
He got there 96.
Facts.
And he was better than all of them. And he was better than Allen Houston.
He ain't go farther than them. He ain't go further than them.
No, he went to the finals, and he was MVP.
In 2003.
Hey, he was better than every one of their starting guards. Allen Iverson was better than Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Charlie Ward.
He was better than all of their starting guards in history.
As a package. He was better. Cut it out. Yeah, cut it out, man. I'm sorry for us to get off topic like this because it's just us today. But get out of here, man. Knicks just wasn't that good, man. We need to slow roll and develop, y'all. No rush. I do think we got a chance to get Donovan Mitchell, though.
I would agree with that. That I thoroughly
more than a good chance.
Yeah, I
think it's more than likely.
I thoroughly agree with that. But let's not let the left hand know what the right hand is doing because we don't want to push that to where it doesn't happen. So I'm not gonna jinx that. Not gonna.
I mean, we all know it's open. It's open space.
Yeah, we know. But
all I say is this: Donovan, don't sign no extension, bro.
Yeah.
Don't sign no contract, dog.
Absolutely. So. Let's jump into some other conversations. Couple pieces of foolishness going on around in the NFL, as expected.
Okay, talk to me.
You got one player that got mad that he lost money at a dice game and came and stuck up everybody.
Oh, okay, right, right.
And then you got an unfortunate incident of a player on a football team that allegedly strangled his girlfriend or fiance or wife, and was essentially released by the team.
Oh, that's what he allegedly did.
Yeah.
I just read the domestic violence part. I didn't read exactly what had been done.
Yeah. So
okay.
It's that's funny. Current score of
Kawhi's not playing.
Yeah, I figured that. Current score of the Portland versus Clippers game 72-67 with Portland with the lead. Knock on wood. The NBA don't want to see that. They do not want to see Portland versus the Lakers.
Nah, definitely not. But go ahead. Let's deal with these.
Let's deal with this NFL thing, man. So for those of you that don't know, DeAndre Baker of the New York Football Giants was charged with 4 counts of felony armed robbery on it was 2 days ago.
Oh, he was charged 2 days ago. Yeah, yes.
Allegedly, he was at a dice game. Lost a grip of money and felt disrespected and pulled a white man can't jump as was said on the Alphabet Show last night. Pulled a white man can't jump, went to the trunk, came back and stuck up everybody to get the money back. And in normal young boy fashion of this age, there was a Tekashi situation. Somebody snitched, and next thing you know, DeAndre's career is over. So we'll address that first, man. I can't even really begin to kind of wrap my mind around why.
I blame the corona.
Now you blaming the corona, Court?
Fact.
Yo.
It's just the government.
You are a piece of work, sir. Listen, I can't wrap my mind around why he's at a dice game.
I know why.
It's the NFL, G.
I'm broke. You heard? The check ain't cut. The Rona is bugging out. The owners ain't get that bread up.
He not getting stimulus play?
No, I'm an NFL player. I'm at
$1,000 a week, G.
And he don't get that.
He definitely he unemployed right now.
Shit. Clearly not. He at the dice game. So I blame the Rona, man.
I don't understand why this dude is at a dice. Like,
I just don't understand why he stuck up the dice game.
Well,
I can understand being at the dice game. Got getting no money. Y'all ain't gonna judge. Listen, we was just having this concept of a conversation on something else, and you know what? We're gonna adjust it today since it's just us two. We are gonna stop doing America is judging people for doing things that we would do ourselves. You ain't judging homie at the crap table in Vegas.
Say we.
Hold on. Wait.
You ain't sticking up the crap table in Vegas either.
But you wouldn't ask what he was doing at the crap table.
Yo,
now the question should be why did you stick it up? Not why he was there. He trying to make some money.
No,
that's why.
I'm starting by why are you at a crap? If you gotta roll some dice, why are you not in Vegas?
Because the Rona won't let him fly. It was in Miami.
Yo, correct me if I'm wrong. Frederick Wilson, you my partner. You live in Vegas. Not one casino is closed right now.
No. The difference was I wasn't in Vegas, Playboy.
You should have been.
No, I couldn't fly because of the road. My coaches told me to stay put, so I stayed put in Florida.
If Lou Will
shouldn't be in trouble. Lou Will shouldn't be in trouble.
Yo, if Lou
you
Will,
let me leave the bubble. See, I wasn't really. Here's
Lou
the stupid
Will could
part.
go get wings.
Facts. It wasn't even no strippers in there.
Wings that are accompanied by breasts.
So what?
What do you mean? So what?
You let me get on a plane and leave to come to a funeral.
You left to go for it. To go.
Did I leave?
Event that is an improved. It is an improved event.
Food is improved
given
too.
Very strict guidelines on how to conduct yourself while away.
How the hell you gonna know how I acted at the funeral? How you know that,
Bruh.
How do you know that?
Yo.
How?
Shout out to Jack Harlow.
But no, it's bull.
Shout out to Jack 6'9" Harlow.
Listen to my point though. You let him get on a plane and fly to Georgia to go to a funeral, and your issue is the wings he got from the strip club?
Yeah.
It's mad shit he's at a funeral.
They're not exposed.
So?
There aren't dirty dollars flying everywhere.
It wasn't even strippers in there.
That's not the point.
So it wasn't no dirty
There's
dollars.
stripper residue in there.
Who gives a... See what I'm talking about? This is all very stupid. I don't judge that man, by the way, y'all, for gambling.
I don't judge DeAndre
I don't judge
gambling.
him for being at the dice game. I judge him for sticking up the dice game.
I would rather you have been
yourself
in a structured environment to play that dice game, because
it
then
was structured.
No. Yo, chill out.
It was structured.
Shut up. Yo, this is why we can't. You listen to the First Perspective, man. I'm jumping back into the comments.
Y'all let America tell y'all
I'm
anything I
jumping back
say.
into the comment section. Herb Goldie Hawkins said, our day one is in the building. Shout out to Reginald Adams. What's going on, Reg? Shout out to you, man. Herb then said, stick up, kid. Look what you got. Look what you done. Herb, in the words of Minister Society, you know you done up, right? That's what they were shining a light on for Herb. You know you don't. And then with regard to DeAndre Baker, Eric Winter said, stupid MFer. But understand this. This isn't the first time he ran down on cats. This time his dumb had the assumption no one would talk, but brothers move different when you getting bread legally.
Yeah.
Ron Thomas said Baker is stupid for this. He worked so hard to get to the NFL. Now his career done went down the drain. Not went down the drain, has been flushed, bro. And then Eric Winter said, and the Ray Rice dumb youngins don't understand that the bag comes with BS and will be held a high level of quality for life. The fact of the fish bowl mentality knows all with these athletes, and the investment of player and not the person is why you cannot take the hood out of some of us, no matter the financial advancements. Brothers are not prepared. Fillmore Epps said, yo, what up, fellas? What's going on?
Phil, what's good, bro? I hit you up.
He said, Court, get at me. I'm sure he will. Listen, you watching Fresh Perspective, man. Go ahead and like and share the show, man. Go to the page if you have not already done so, and subscribe to the page, man. It's me and Court today, man. The rest of the team is either on vacation or, like I said, Amir Ice Drake is mourning the loss of a loved one, man. So again, throwing prayers your way, Ice, man. We hope to get you back in the studio soon.
I don't think. Listen, man. First of all, I think DeAndre Baker be back. That's just me.
At what?
I think he'll be back at some point. Not with the Giants, but he'll be back. I do. I know the NFL ain't trying to have a moral compass now.
Yo, you stuck up a...
Oh, wait a minute. So now there's a moral compass in the NFL. I just need to know. Because we got Daniel Snyder out here. Whoa.
Yo.
Daniel Snyder's out here.
What is with the New York Giants and guns?
Hey. When you in New York, you know what time it is.
I know, but I don't play for the NFL.
So don't ask what the problem is.
Plexico.
Hey.
DeAndre.
Plexico didn't do nothing. He was protecting himself and things happened to get out of hand.
No, things ain't get out of hand. He slipped.
It got out of hand.
It got off his waist.
It got out of hand.
He tried to catch it.
Things got out of hand. That's just that simple. Things got out of hand.
You are amazing at strategic excuses.
Things got out of hand. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, man.
You feel me?
Nah.
Things got out of hand.
You weren't smart enough to wear a holster. That's what that was.
You're not allowed to carry a gun in New York. Why would you carry a holster?
With a concealed, you are.
You know who you got to be to get a license in New York?
My uncle got one. I got one.
You've told America you are the cleanest of the cleanest people ever. You are most trustworthy.
Everybody knows by my random commentary that I'm far from clean.
Hey, well, according to the city of New York, you're clean if you got a gun license to be in New York City. You heard me? It's hard for police to get them.
OG Ernest Alice said, "Have fun in prison. Stick up to mess hall."
Yo, listen. All jokes aside, man. I'm being honest, man. I'm being super, super, super honest. Like, I do think DeAndre Baker gonna get in because I don't really think they got a super moral compass. If he put his head down, do the work, stay out the way, he'd be out in about 2 seasons. They've let worse in.
Seasons?
They let cokeheads play football before.
You're not endangering anyone else's life.
A dude threw a woman on a bed with guns. How much more danger do you need?
He's never played another down.
You have someone. Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel was grabbing breasts on national television. Down. Yes, he did. He played for the Cowboys after that.
No, Randy Gregory?
Not Randy Gregory. And Randy Gregory is for drugs, not assault. He got drug issues, and they still trying to get him back in. Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy.
And he played after. Yes, he did. Yes. He did that in Carolina.
When the story broke after, wasn't he in Dallas when the story broke?
No, he went to Dallas after.
Nah, dog.
Yes, dog.
We gonna have to certify that.
I know somebody walked in the airport and said he had a bomb. He's on a football team again. There are worse people. We gotta stop with the moral compass all of a sudden, man.
Yo.
So he robbed the dice game. I ain't hurt nobody.
Bruh, you robbed. You stuck up a. Bruh, you might as well be Maurice
Ezekiel Elliott was grabbing titties.
Maurice Claret.
Ezekiel Elliott was grabbing titties. No, I shouldn't be Maurice correct because I did it after I was in the NFL, not before. There's a difference, man. Come on, NFL can't have a moral compass.
Wilson Bryan, the entire NFC East has always had a history of off-the-field issues.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Thank you, Wilson.
Oh, that is a fact.
What about Ben? Look at Matt. What about Big Ben? Big Ben got charges of
3
sexual assault. He playing football. It's a few people with sexual assault. He's
been charged. He's never been.
Ray Lewis was on trial for murder. He played football.
Again,
murder, not robbery,
not guilty.
I ain't guilty neither.
Yo, you heard the R. Kelly song, "Not Guilty," dog.
Sure, and you see where he's at.
And because there's footage now.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there was footage.
There's no footage on him robbing anybody. This is he said right now.
All right, man.
All I'm saying is this:
Eric Winter said 15 years state time, 7 minimum state time, 34 years old. Cornerback CB later. Mandatory. And then OG Ernest Alice said no witnesses. Eric Winter said no. The Cowboys are the issue of the NFC East.
Like, come on, Cowboys. They steal stuff.
Eric, you
talk about robbery.
You just getting in my wife's good graces, Eric. Don't piss her off.
Excuse me.
She the Cowboys.
Excuse me. Didn't the Cowboys steal draws?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. But guys, we can talk about whatever now.
They didn't steal plays. Shout out to the Patriots, TC Casey. Anyway,
the Cowboys ain't that good neither. The Cowboys are gonna be the worst. Nah, they ain't. I was gonna call them the worst in this video.
All right, man. DeAndre Baker, man. If you do get back into the NFL, man, I hope you keep your guns to yourself, and I hope that you get around people that have a little bit more integrity to stop snitching.
I blame the NFL. Why are your players out here robbing people when a little bit of time taking off? Y'all should do better. Y'all got too much money not to make sure they still get their checks.
If they're not doing criminal background checks to procure guns, how the hell they gonna do criminal background checks to get to the? Never mind. All right. Let's talk about Darius Geis, man. He was released by the Washington football team.
It's over. Now it's over for him. It's definitely over for you, brother. You got injuries and abuse issues. Like. It's over.
You don't think you're going to see another down in the NFL?
No.
So somebody told me that if his girlfriend, I don't know if it's a girlfriend or his fiance, but somebody told me that she looked like Fab's girl after their incident.
Well, no. He definitely, if that's the case and they got pictures, it's definitely he won't play another down in the NFL.
Well, he had to turn himself in. So they got to have.
Why would you turn yourself in?
He had to.
Around? Why?
Yo, you and this Rona,
they not coming to get you, bro. They not coming. They letting people out right now.
They not. They're not.
If you're gonna be a criminal,
they're not
be
arresting.
smart.
They're
okay?
not arresting anyone for nonviolent crimes right now.
If you're gonna be a criminal, be smart. Okay? Turn you in. Tell them come get you.
Breaking news: Ben Simmons is gonna have surgery and leave the bubble.
That's not funny.
If he's having surgery, it's highly unlikely that he'll be back for this playoffs. If he has to have surgery, if the injury is that bad, it's unlikely that he's coming back. So Philly, your season's over.
They can't even sign on nobody right now.
Nope.
Philly, your season is not over, Philly. In all actuality, you actually could go on a run now, Philly. Philadelphia is actually a threat. Ben Simmons is gone, y'all. Breaking news. Philadelphia is a threat. I changed my opinion. You heard it here. They are a threat. Seriously.
There is a bubble injury clause. They actually can sign somebody if they can.
Go get a point guard right now, Elton Brand. I'm going to tweet that. I'm going to tweet you. If the boy is gone, listen, this might be. Oh, no, you already paid him. Stupid. But anyway, this might be a blessing in disguise for you. You'll learn which guy to get rid of right now. Right now. Sign a point guard right now. Joel, go back to playing center. Al Horford, get off the bench. You are now back to playing power forward. Tobias Harris, you got paid a lot of money. It is time to show your worth. Shake Milton, here's the time to get you a check. Who else am I missing on the Sixers that's on that team? Matisse Thybulle, here you go. Shooting guard they just signed from Miami. Can't remember his name. But this is great for them, man. I don't think y'all understand. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm not joking at all. Wow. No return time. Oh, man. They are a threat, people. They are a threat. Believe me. I would not lie to y'all. Gilbert Arenas 2 guns up. Yeah, Gilbert Arenas played basketball after he had them guns, right?
No.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, exactly.
But Gilbert Arenas ain't stick nobody up. He just had the gun in his locker.
Don't matter.
He was gonna stick him.
Don't matter. Delonte West got back, and he always had guns. He gun man.
Define got back because last time I seen.
Did Javaris Crittenton ever play again? No.
Okay. No. That's like asking about Javaris. See, here's the thing.
Mental health issues.
If we're gonna have this conversation,
which one got him?
If we're gonna have this conversation, let's have the conversation. Here's the thing about like Javaris Crittenton and what's old boy that hid in the trunk?
Huh?
What's old boy that hid in the trunk after he paid somebody to take out his baby mama?
The NFL. I know you're talking about Ray Carew.
Ray Carew. Here's the thing. If your talent does not supersede your offense, it's over. It's over.
Ray Lewis beat a murder charge and played. If I go get a murder charge, I bet you I won't be playing.
Ever.
All right, see? So
you won't even be able to play at the playground if you beat a murder charge.
See what I'm talking about? Bull.
But if your talent supersedes your offense, you can come back. I mean, everybody knows how the world feels about dogs, and Michael Vick made it back. So, pun intended. Moving on. Yes. Let's jump into some of the comments. Which these comments are outstanding. Ernest Alla said, "Yes, I agree. Philly can do better. Can do better without Ben." OG, good comment. Eric Winter said, "Gilbert, 2 guns up." Y'all are spazzing right now. 2 guns up. OG said, "Ben Simmons has Kardashian virus." So does Kanye. Wilson Bryan said,
"My boy just trying to get out."
Geis will be with the Seahawks after his suspension is over. Seattle is the rehab team of the NFL.
Ain't no rehabbing stupidity.
That's facts. That's facts. And then Eric Winter said, "Gang ties, brothers."
And when I say ain't no rehabbing stupidity, listen. I'm not here to tell anybody how to act, how to live their life. I understand everybody come from certain backgrounds and experiences, have their own traumas, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But listen, we have to stop allowing people not to use their brain. Like, that's not cool. Like, I get it. It could be, I am not taking this as a joke. And I do not know what happened. And you could be really, really stressed at home right now, Darius, guys. She could have said some of the most disrespectful things to you at the time in life that you do not need. But if there is any time to attempt that, it is not at the point in your career where you are injury prone, haven't had successful seasons, need money, and have no other options. It's just not smart to do any criminal activity at that moment. You really should try to stay out the way and be on your best behavior. I'm just thinking strategically here. You know?
I agree.
Okay. You barely got money for the lawyer you about to need, brother.
Round of applause.
And stay away from friends like this.
Soundbite. Hey, man, you listening to Fresh Perspective, man. I'm here with my man, Courtney Denzel Chappelle, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Young and Talented. I'm D. Stanford, the professional, man. The rest of the crew is on vacation, and our boy Ice is out mourning the loss of a loved one, man. Again, shouts and prayers to you. Like and share the show. We got a few more things we want to touch on.
Thank you, Keith Brody.
Keith Brody. Yeah. So let me post this. Let me post this comment up there. Give me a second, because we need to see this. We definitely need to see this. Okay. Keith Brody said, you would think with injuries, Geis would be humble and cautious. The dude had like 4 speeding charges, like 95 and 85 and 45 and a 50. They make an actual misdemeanor. Oh, shoot. They made it an actual misdemeanor. They reduced them from 95 to... Jesus Christ. All right. I didn't even hear about that. So thank you, Keith Brody. Shout out to my man, Keith Brody, by the way, man. Big time dad, big time person, man. Great businessman. Shout out to you. Eric Winter said, so if someone offered you millions of dollars today, you know exactly what to do and what to expect and say at this very moment, they are not prepared.
That works if you said literally today he got that money and he wasn't prepared. Unfortunately, he's been in the league 2 years. He knows good and well the position he is in. And he knows good and well the financial ramifications. He understands the media. He has been sitting just like the rest of us paying attention. He understands the media, the money, the finance. He understands his place right now in this current moment. So if you're saying someone gave me millions with 2 years ahead of the game, would I know what to do, say, and expect? Not everything correctly, but for the most part, I would know when to duck and stay out of dodge.
Here's the thing.
That's just natural instincts from growing up in the hood when you know it's hot out here right now, bro. We low on bread.
Here's the thing. You have access to so many resources as a professional athlete and entertainer around this realm of society in this stage in terms of PR, in terms of financial.
And he a Rock Nation athlete?
Yeah.
Oh, so don't tell me he ain't got the right people to know how to handle himself.
You know what to do. If you
he had issues with his baby mama before he got rich. Let me tell you something. You do not get issues with women just because you got money. You could be broke and have issues with women.
Bruh,
you hear me?
You
broke.
If you mess up the bag in today's day and age, I mean, excusing like 17, 18, 19, 20, because, you know, the young boys, they still going to do stupid stuff. But if you mess up the bag in this day and age and then say, well, I didn't have the right people around me, that is your fault. Point blank, period. Keith Brody corrected me. He said 95 and a 50 and 85 and a 40. God. Jesus Christ.
At DC life, baby.
You ain't lying. Shout out to DC, man. Chocolate City.
Hey. Out of colleges into the league.
Yeah, Eric Winters.
The mentality of a 25-year who was
maturely negative.
I agree. Some of them don't need to come out of college. The money they get and they not mature. But again, see now, you
can take somebody out. You can take somebody out of the environment, but you can't take the environment.
Mutual accountability is a favorite word on this show.
Yep. Shirts coming soon.
Now, I'm all for
Irv Goldie Hawkins.
If we're gonna scream about these people these players should be allowed to make money off their likeness. They should be able to get endorsements. They should no different than you being able to go into the military. You could go into all these different things. You could play in tennis. If we're gonna treat them like adults and say that they should have the rights to be an adult and make money and finance and sign contracts and do deals, then I have to hold them responsible of acting accordingly. Age has nothing to do with that because you signed the paperwork. Yes, should I expect that as a youth you mishandle things? Yes, but understand there's consequences for that. Every action has a reaction. I've understood this since I was in high school. Did that stop me from doing stupid things? No. It just stopped. It helped me understand the ramifications of the dumb things I was getting ready to do. And as long as I was okay to handle the consequences of those actions, I was okay. Yes, you should know that at 18. Yes, I'm gonna hold you responsible to understand the consequences of your actions. Now, whether you do them or not, that's not my problem. But don't tell me you didn't know or you were incapable of understanding. I'm good on all that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless you just come from a background of you're the first to experience this. You come from a small town. You've never seen certain things in life or et cetera, et cetera. But with the internet and all that these days, come on, bro. We just giving people,
that's facts.
We giving people a pass, man.
All right, man. Again, breaking news. Ben Simmons is leaving the bubble to have surgery. His season is in doubt, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, man. You watching Fresh Perspective. Please like and share the show, man. Please throw some likes and hearts in the air, man. Shout out to our boy Amir Ice Drake. Shout out to Irv Goldie Hawkins. Shout out to Bo 2.0, man, who all are not in the building for one reason or another, man. We missing you, but we continuing to get it popping out here.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm here with my man.
No, Eric Winters, I didn't
Mr.
have it all that time.
Worldwide.
I don't got it all together now, Eric Winters. Believe me, I sound smart. I'm throwed off. Believe that.
You
You're
are not lying about that. He does not have
Nah, so I agree with you. I didn't say
it.
What I'm saying is, Eric Winters, and what I'm saying is that 2021-22, right? Had I been giving millions of dollars, and he's right here. He's spoken to me long enough. If I was giving millions of dollars at 22, 23, I'm not saying I wouldn't have done anything dumb or been able to handle it. What I'm saying is I would have been able to accept and had no problem with the consequences of the dumb things I did or said. And it wouldn't have been a lack of, well, I didn't know any better. It would have been like, okay, well, I felt like that at the time. My bad. Or I reacted a little I didn't react the way I should have, and I could have reacted a different way. But it wouldn't have been, I didn't understand that I bust him upside the head. I understood that I did that.
Yeah, we all make mistakes. And,
I should handle that differently.
Baloney has a first name. It is.
My attitude has gotten better, anger management, things like that. But it wasn't that I didn't understand. It was more like, yeah, well, whatever.
Hey, man, Jesus is king.
Jesus is king. Facts. Jesus is facts.
My God. Eric Winters said, Eric Winters just dropped that and said, negative effects of life's failures are how we learn that things work and don't work. Hands-on experiences are what makes us who we are. Please stop mentioning Ben, please. I just found out about this BS on this show. I need time to process. Sir, Fresh Perspective is about breaking the news in sports, man. I can't just not inform the crowd, man. But since you brought it up, man, breaking news again. Ben Simmons is leaving the bubble to have surgeries, and his season is absolutely in doubt, man. You listen to Fresh Perspective. I'm here with my man Courtney Denzel Chappelle, who has taken a pause for the cause. So we got a few more things that we want to talk about, man. I'm gonna remove some of the agony out of your life, Eric Winters, man. We got a few more things that we're gonna talk about. In boxing news, Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia is coming up. I know Courtney is not a boxing guy, but my man Irv Hawkins is, as well as my man Jared Mueller. We boxing UFC guys. I got Errol Spence against Danny Garcia, although Danny Garcia is dangerous. I'm just gonna say that. Corey, you got an opinion on the Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia boxing match? Even though you're not really a boxing guy.
Errol Spence gonna beat the hell out of Danny Garcia. That's my
all right.
That's my take.
Okay. Danny is dangerous, but yeah, okay. I think Errol Spence gonna. I too.
We gonna see how dangerous he is.
Yeah. A couple of other things that we want to talk about: the Cubs versus the Cardinals were postponed because of a positive test. I think that they did that just because they didn't want to repeat what happened with Philly and Florida. But the difference between that is everybody knew that everybody in Florida was positive. So even Derek Jeter knew that's why he went to his own team.
Jeter, keep doing what you do, baby.
Hey, hey. Another thing that's going on is Irv, they absolutely are going to be throwing bombs. Danny Garcia's power is a little underrated, don't you think? Who
want to bet Errol Spence will win by the 7th round?
Ooh. Put it in the comment section. Anybody think that Danny Garcia has a chance? Eric Winter said Danny is gonna win. Ooh. All right. Okay. All right. What round is Danny going? What round do you got Danny winning, Eric? You think it's gonna go? You think it's gonna go the distance and he gonna win by boxing, or you think somebody getting knocked out? Well, obviously you think Errol's getting knocked out if that's the case. Irv said Patrick. Oh, are you copying him? Okay. All right. Eric Winter said, is he ready to step back in there after that life-changing incident? Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, moving on. A couple other things that we need to talk about. Joe Mixon. He won a new contract. He want to be the highest paid running back in the league. I've been on record as to say that Joe Mixon is a top 5 running back. I personally feel like he's better than Nick Chubb. I personally feel like he's right up under Dalvin Cook. Mm-hmm. I think that the only people that are better than him are I think the only people that are better than Joe Mixon are C-Mac, Saquon, possibly Zeke, and Dalvin. That's it. I don't think that there's. I think he's better than Nick Chubb.
What's the best ability?
Availability.
Bro, you got to be available before you get to start talking.
Joe Mixon ain't really been hurt.
Why ain't?
He had the one knee, the one meniscus thing. For the rest of the time, he's been around.
You sure about that?
I'm positive. It's Dalvin Cook that's been having the Dalvin Cook and Melvin Gordon that's been having the knee injuries.
You sure Mixon ain't been beat up?
Nah, absolutely. And I mean, he's been pretty consistent.
All right.
And Eric Winters, look, stop bringing up old stuff, dog. You talking about Mr. Slap a Bit.
Who? Joe Mixon? Yeah. He playing football.
Listen, at Phresh Perspective and the Rise Up family do not condone any form of domestic violence. I meant to talk about that during the Darius Geis thing, but since you brought it up during the Joe Mixon thing, let's address that. Phresh Perspective, Rise Up family, and the OnPoint Network do not condone any forms of abuse, especially as it pertains to domestic violence, man. So let's make that 100% clear. We don't make light of it.
No, it's not making light of it. I'm just expressing how the business treats it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mixon has really been the only shining light in that offense because AJ Green has been unavailable for the last 2 seasons, to be perfectly honest with you.
They just got the number 1 pick?
They did with Joe Burrow.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon played?
Huh?
Have they made the playoffs the last 3 years?
3 years ago, I think they did. 3 years ago. 2 years ago.
Since he's been on that team, have they made it?
I know they made it 3 years ago. You know why? Because Cincinnati needed Buffalo to win for them to get in 1 year, and then it flipped the very next year, if I'm not mistaken.
This is my thing about Joe Mixon. He said he want to be a top 8 paid running back. You got to do top 8 paid running back things. Like, yes, he do get 1,000 yards. Joe Mixon is cold. Let me preface this by saying I believe he's a top 5 talent as well.
Okay.
I think he's that skilled of a running back.
Okay.
I think Joe Mixon is really, really that good. But I also don't think people need to be out here be getting paid for what we think your talent is as opposed to what you showing us it is.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair as well.
You got to get in the race. Bro, you damn near went over 16. Like, the Giants ain't good, but Saquon gonna run you to 1 game.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? You almost went 0-16. Like this, you just got the number 1 quarterback. Like, I don't see everybody screaming about this Brad and they be like, yo, bro, what? I got 1,000 yards. My nigga, I mean, did you do that in like 100 carries or something? Because then it's super special. But if you just ran the ball through these 4 teams and you just ran, even though we getting the living shit beat out of us, you just running up stats at this point. They empty stats.
We need to fact check that. But I
fact check what? He does get 1,000 yards.
No, I mean, he's really been the only, like I said, the last 2 seasons, he's been the only thing to look forward to on that offense, if I'm not mistaken.
Man.
Joe Mixon, I mean.
Who you looking forward to on the Giants offense last year?
Saquon.
All right, then.
Although, let's be clear, QBD, he performed very, very well.
See, he didn't miss a long term. Like, his knee surgery was 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's why I said it was the meniscus thing. That's it. Every season he's played at least
14 close
games.
to 14.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, he's been there. His rookie season he wouldn't have started because he was behind Giovanni Bernard, but he played, and he's never had less than 1,000 yards since he became the full-time starter. And even in the season that he only started 7 games, he had 600 yards.
I just don't think he top 8 worth money. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I see some. I just don't see top 8.
2018 he had 8 touchdowns too. 8 rushing touchdowns.
I mean, if they want to pay that boy, I'm never against a dude getting their money. I am against a dude talk like I'm one of those guys. If you're gonna talk like that to get your money and all that, like I'm a performance type of dude. Like you.
So what classifies when you think about the top backs in the league? What are we looking for as separators? Like when we talk about the elite backs. What are we looking for as separators? Like when you talked about
Zeke,
like you and Marcus
Saquon.
talk about the availability piece, right? So you got to be available because let's be clear, Dalvin Cook, Melvin Gordon, Nick Chubb, the knock on them is the injury piece, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Joe Mixon is not necessarily dealing with that. I think we kind of established that. So what makes C-Mac, Zeke, Saquon, what makes them elite?
Game changers. They're literally changing games.
Okay.
It hasn't mattered that Mixon is there or not there.
Because with Saquon and C-Mac, at any given point, they could.
But they could do this repeatedly on different levels. We could catch it. We could run it. Yes, you could do it, Mixon, but there's no difference of you being here or not being here. There's a clear difference in the Giants with Saquon without. There's a clear difference with
same thing with Zeke.
Zeke and the Cowboys.
Same thing with C-Mac. Same thing with Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Oh my goodness.
There's a clear difference in their team when I'm not here.
Kirk Cousins looked like trash.
Joe Mixon, the Bengals gonna be trash with or without that boy out there. Okay, like it's not gonna look different.
All right.
Not that he isn't good though. I'm not.
Because he's stout. He's a stud. But
when I'm
there's
paying
nothing that
you, bro, when I gotta pay you, right? I also gotta have somewhat of fear that damn, if I let you go somewhere else, it's a value and a problem. And it'll go. If I'm the loser, if I'm the GM in the Bengals right now, you go. I want top 8 running back money, or I'm leaving. I'm gonna go.
So you calling? Are you calling Joe Mixon Arian Foster?
And in so many words.
All right, there it is.
Which it might be best for him to get away to a better situation. Go to Green Bay. A better situation where he can show, I'm top 5 talent. I deserve to be top 8 paid. But when you saying that in Cincinnati, if I'm the GM and you came in there and you said, I'm Joe Mixon's agent, and he's not even thinking about resigning if he's not in the top 8. And I'm going to pour you a glass of this good old cognac. We're going to toast it up, and I'll see him tomorrow. Because I'm going to be a loser with or without that boy.
That's facts.
It ain't like you like, you went from 8 games to 3. Nigga, we was winning 1-2 games anyway. I saved myself some money to be a loser. I'm sorry. You just don't pay that.
No, that's facts. That's facts. I'm game with that. I'm perfectly fine.
Now the Bengals don't get me wrong. They could come up. They could be crazy. But I wouldn't pay him until he showed me that.
That's fair as well.
I'm one of those, you wait to pay a dude, you're going to have to pay more later. So be it. Pay the cost, be the boss,
All right, man.
I don't want to grow the cat.
I
don't want to grow the cat. I go buy it once you grow it, cut it, and then I love the stuff.
Listen, D. Stanfield in the building. I'm here with my man Courtney Denzel Chappelle, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Young and Talented, man. We here at Fresh Perspective on the Rise Up Network, OnPoint affiliates.
You could build this Tesla if you got 3 years.
Irv Goldie Hawkins said that 1,400 to 1,300 is the mark now for elite running backs. I would kind of sign on for that. I would definitely kind of sign on for that.
You can run 1,400 yards and be a loser.
Eric Winter said no breadcrumbs for him. Please move on. What you say? Sprinkles off of what?
Winners. Oh, only.
Eric Winter said 2,000 total yards is the move. Catching and running more value for your Bucks, buddy. That's what stands to hold true. Other than this, fall in line, running back by committee. That's interesting.
Okay.
That's interesting that you should say that, because I mean he's roughly around that 1,500-yard mark with regard to his receiving.
See,
yards.
I know I wasn't tripping.
Okay.
14 games, 7 started. Oh no, that's started.
No, he's never played in less than 14 games.
Right. He ain't starting a lot of them neither. Talking about top 8 running back, you ain't even starting most of your.
That was only the rookie season. He started.
No, the second one too.
No, he started 14 games. I mean, he started 13 out of the 14, which probably he didn't start the last game of the season, and then 15 out of 16.
Last game of the season ain't it 16?
Well, I mean, he missed the 2 games. So I mean,
he missed 2 games every year. That boy,
no, he ain't missed no.
Oh, he ain't missed
no games last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, listen, man. We getting down to the end of the show. We got about 6 minutes left, man. Let's kind of let's talk about a few more things. NBA draft. How you feeling about that? Who do you feel like is going to go in the top 3 in terms of selections?
I'm gonna say this about the NBA draft. This is a talent-rich, deep draft.
Yep.
This draft is gonna be about location and team. Meaning, does the player fit the team and the location that he'll be playing in, and the environment that he'll have to play ball in? But there's not a lot of names you'll know from TV and run around and looking. But if you do your research, there's a lot of talent. A lot of talent that a lot of teams that are on the cusp of being playoff teams or need a couple guys to push them over the top. Philadelphia, Portland can fill in here. There's a few teams, even the good teams, the Dallas. There's teams out here that need people to fill in. There are people in this draft. There's people in the D-League too, but there are people in this draft that can help fill in for these positions for guys. LaMelo Ball is probably the best player of the draft today, like coming out today. He might not end up being the best player out of the draft, though.
What's going on, Dalton Smith? LaMelo, I would agree with that. I think that LaMelo,
top 3 point guards of the draft, even though you're hearing a lot, you're seeing top 3 point guards of the draft, LaMelo Ball, R.J. Hampton, Kyra Lewis Jr. in that order.
Why are we not hearing more about RJ?
RJ Hampton?
Yeah.
Because the cool thing is to push up LaMelo. That's it.
Okay. You don't think it was his level of inconsistency while over in Australia?
His level of inconsistency wasn't much different than LaMelo's in Australia. His numbers ain't that far off.
No, his numbers aren't that far off. But
and then I would think his consistency will be a little bit off when this is my first time playing out of overseas,
as opposed to LaMelo already having the experience. Okay, that's
unless he played for the Australian national
team.
And then
let's not forget he also had the meniscus tear. So RJ
Hampton, yes,
RJ had to play through the meniscus tear. So
I believe he played. No, he didn't play overseas at all. So, yeah, he was fresh out of Dallas. He went overseas. That was his first run overseas.
Right.
As opposed, I mean, he did the FIBA World Cup playing
you bring up
U.S. national team.
You bring up a point that I want to talk on because we tapped on this a little while ago.
So I'm sorry, he did play for the national team.
Getting professional experience it allows you to have a wealth of understanding in terms of how to play the game at a higher level prior to coming over to the NBA. I think we harp on our college players who come into the NBA and don't immediately have an impact, even though they're the same age.
I don't blame any
the Europe. I'm just talking about not us, but just the general consensus around.
It's always been ran wrong. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's always been ran wrong. We've always blamed the young, youthful talent
instead of the organization for grooming them.
Instead of the evaluators, the developers, the guys that's supposed to be training them and pushing them in the direct position. It's your job to want to play basketball. It's your job to want to do the job and still have that same passion that got you there. But it's also the job of the front office, the trainers, the developers, the guys that teach things, the people that give game. And it's also the front office job to have people that can communicate. If he's 56 years old, there's no way that 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old dude can relate. He'll look at you like a father figure, like an uncle, but you're never going to get to the bottom of what's going on to make him the best version of himself.
Yep.
So you're going to need people likewise, somebody close enough in age to understand the balance of what's going on, a 30-year-old, a 25, 26, who can relate and understand and go, oh, you're going through this.
Strategic changing of the guard. from generation to generation to make sure that each level you're still in tune with what's necessary to get
and how to block barriers. That's why I said this draft will be about location. Some people shouldn't be in certain cities. It's not made for them to be the best of them. Like, example, Anthony Edwards is a super, super, super dope player. He reminds me a lot of D. Wade Early. I don't think Anthony Edwards needs to stay home in Atlanta and play professional basketball.
Facts.
You feel me?
I agree with you on multiple levels.
I believe certain sceneries for him would be better.
I agree with you on multiple levels. I won't go in them. I won't go into them. But I'll just say that shit is too sweet around here, metaphorically.
But it wouldn't be better for him as a talent that's so special like his that he need to develop, harness it, and then come back to go into a major city. So for somebody like Anthony Edwards, it would be perfect for him to go to Golden State.
Yeah, I could see that.
Hard-working players, guys who've already been famous, been at the top of the mountain, teach them a way. It'd be close enough to Andrew Wiggins, who isn't that far off.
I would like to see him in San Antonio.
Now that's tough. I know I don't need to be in a city, but come on, bro. Y'all just gonna lock me up, bro.
But you get to play for Pop.
Nah, bro. Damn that. I ain't going.
And you 3 hours from Houston.
Nah, I ain't going. Hey, Anthony Edwards, don't go, bro. They see you San Antonio. Now, there's one thing about certain cities, but some shit is just ridiculous now, all right? Now you're going to drive me fucking crazy. Now I'm going to lose my shit. You're going to take me from Atlanta?
Anthony Edwards, go to San Antonio, bro. You'll get a chip early.
Nah, correct. It is development, not microwave success. I agree, but R.J. Hampton is like that. R.J. Hampton is like that. R.J. Hampton is one of those guys that would do great under Tom Thibodeau. He's one of those point guards. I'm serious. R.J. Hampton is athletically out of this world. He's really the second guy behind LaMelo.
Yeah,
and then Kyra Lewis Jr. and everybody. A lot of people don't know who Kyra Lewis Jr. is. If you don't, you need to check Kyra Lewis Jr. from Alabama out. He's 19 and just finished his second year of college. It's very De'Aaron Fox-esque, but he's 19. He got a lot of shiftiness to him. Crafty.
He's tough.
He'll be able to develop left hand and right hand, but again, as a pure point. Now, there's other ones. Grant Riller is probably the best scorer in the draft. Yam Marter is the best overseas point guard.
You think Grant is a better scorer than LaMelo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now. Grant Riller is a better scorer than LaMelo.
Okay.
Right now, Grant Riller can score on all three levels.
I just got put on him last week, so I haven't seen enough.
He can score on all three levels. He could catch and shoot. He could create the dribble. He could do it with wiggle. He's a little bit bigger version of Van Fleet.
Oh.
He's 6'3". So he's a 6'3" version of Van Fleet.
Is shifty and crafty as Van Fleet too?
Body type, movements, craftiness, ability, scoring. Better jump shooter, really.
Than Van Fleet?
Yeah.
Inside and outside?
Inside and outside. He could catch it. He could finish. He could go to the rim.
Dope.
He could change hands.
Oh, man. Jumping into the comment section, Ron Thomas said high school basketball team will beat the Wizards laptop. Eric Winter said learn the game the correct way. He's talking about overseas, and then he said he might go there to be shot. Hell no to coach's staff.
Hey man, New York ain't gonna shoot. The reason, but you got to understand why I'm saying about Tibbs going LaMelo or RJ Hampton. RJ Hampton, the way Tibbs likes to play, get up and down, run. He'll remind you a lot of what Derrick Rose looked like. I didn't call him Derrick Rose. I said it'll remind you a lot of what Derrick Rose looked like under Tibbs. And if you could get that early, develop defense, they're going to keep Frank, defense. RJ Barrett does actually play defense. I really don't think it's ownership. I really think it's about front office, and then you deal in them terms. I'm just saying we diss the Knicks often, and then we look at other teams like they have maybe a hell of a chance. And it'd be different. But I don't think the Knicks are going to get the number one pick, though. I think Charlotte is. I
would agree with that. All right, man.
Coming to Philadelphia, we're not going to be all videos dances coming to Philadelphia. Hey, all jokes aside, Eric, I'll give you one blanket because I am.
Get out your Suge Knight right now.
I'm sending. All right, so I'm going to say it exclusively here. I am going to send a scouting report of players in this draft to a friend of mine who is affiliated with the Sixers. So hopefully he do right and passes that along to somebody in the right organization. Because I'll give you one of the people y'all should be. Y'all should be gun-ho on Grant Riller. Like, that should be y'all main target for the 76ers is Grant Riller. and y'all have no problem. Y'all be championship contention next season, literally. Remember, I told you that, though, just in case he go there. Grant Riller come to the Philadelphia 76ers, y'all championship worthy immediately. He's that good of a scorer that Ben could then play the four.
Yeah, he could do what he do.
No, Ben could then play the four and still hold the ball, and if he throwing it, Grant will still be able to catch and shoot, and it won't bother him. It won't, I'm stagnant, it affect me. He'll be able to run off dribbles. He'll be able to dive to the rim. He'll be able to play point guard.
You think he'll be able to have that? You think Grant will be able to have that immediate of an impact?
Yes, because he can score like that right now as a fifth-year guy, as a 5-year guy. So that ain't going to change, especially if they're in a bubble with no fans.
All right.
The objective is get a bucket. That's what I do.
All right.
If I don't do nothing.
Cool. All right. D stand for the professional here, man. We here wrapping up Phresh Perspective, man. We're gonna jump into the final comments on today. Court, man. We've talked about a lot today, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the rest of the team. Sorry y'all couldn't be here, man. Shout out to the Rise Up Family platform. Shout out to the OnPoint network, man. Man, it's been fun.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
We might have to do this more often and just kick the guys out.
Look, you trying to get rid of y'all already, y'all.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, not including Ice, man. But
not including Ice.
We might have to, I mean, listen. If you want to apply to be a part of Phresh,
if you want to apply, just like everybody else, the Rona has hit us hard. Not like
what's going on, Marvin? I ask you, man. What's going on, Big Pimp, man? Long time no hear from, man. Listen, man. If you want to apply to be a part of Phresh Perspective, man, we are accepting application. No, I'm bush.
The Rona has hit us all hard,
We're pivoting and reassessing ourselves, reinventing ourselves. Nah, man. We wrapping up Phresh Perspective, man. We're gonna jump into the final comment section, man. I'll put it in your bucket first, Court. Go ahead, man.
Final Perspective. It's a lot going on right now in the world, y'all. And I get that everybody is sharing everything. Everybody has opinions. Everybody has information. Social media is for us to share our opinions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We are starting to contradict ourselves and become hypocrites. We're starting to judge people for things we would do, have done. And it's kind of whack, though. Like, I'm not saying not to check somebody like a youngin' if you see him doing wrong or correct somebody. What I'm saying is how y'all doing it, the way the tone y'all taking, the way y'all delivering the message is not coming off as constructive criticism. It's coming off like you talking down on them. And that's why we not communicating and hearing each other, and we need to do a better.
I would agree.
We need to have a better way of communicating and hearing each other's opinions and respecting each other's views. Everybody not gonna feel the same. Everybody view things differently. We could all see something happen and all see it from a different perspective, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we have to get to a point where, like, you can't be about Black Lives Matter and uplifting and not talking down and then talk down on two brown women. Like you can't contradicting yourself. You feel me? Me personally, I talk about people, but I talk about myself either. So you know what I mean? Just be fair in how you handle it. You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. My final comments is this, man. First of all, shout out to Herb Goldie Hawkins, man. Shout out to Bo 2.0, man. Again, prayers and well wishes to the fam. Amir Ice Drake, man. You have been viewing Phresh Perspective Sports, Rise Up Family platform, man. OnPoint network. Final comment is this: I said this last night. We've been dealing with a lot this year, which is somewhat of an understatement. Corona. The loss of many pivotal stars in our sports and entertainment landscape. We just lost Troy Craig, comedian, yesterday at age 54 to heart issues, man. We lost Fred the Godson earlier this year, Kobe Bryant, as we all know, and various other people, man. And in the midst of all of this, we are still standing. We're still living. We're still fighting. And that's what's most important, man. So as you continue to go through your days, always think about what's more important, man. We talked about the Darius Guy situation. We talked about the DeAndre Baker situation, and it's just bad decisions that can ultimately that can ultimately end your career and potentially even your life. So let's hold each other mutually accountable, as we talk about on the regular, and let's hold ourselves to a standard of excellence, man. Make good decisions and think before you respond, both verbally and physically, because it's bad enough that we have instances where politicians and viruses are out here trying to take us out. Don't make it easy for them. And with that being said, man, you are and have been tuning in to Fresh Perspective Sports, man. I appreciate all of the comments, man. Please continue to like and share the show. Patrick Adams, man. Marvin Askew, man, I saw your commentary about you be down for it. We need to get you in the studio anyway. So, Marv, whenever you are in the Atlanta area, please hit me up so we can get you on the show. And we have a bunch of stuff getting ready to come to y'all. We have a bunch of special guests that are lined up to get on the show, man. So please continue to tune in.
Blame the Rona.
We will be changing the day that we shoot. We will be going to a Thursday night. We will be going to Thursday nights. So in the lineup, as you all know, there's the Game Breakers podcast, which we had M. Cole Jones on. He'll be joining us again at some point on Fresh Perspective. He was already on TODT. He's a major pillar in the esports platform. We'll be bringing him in to join the Fresh Perspective crew at some point and talk esports and talk about the major moves that are being made on that platform. And they shoot on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. Fresh Perspective will be going on Thursday nights, probably at 9:30, roughly right after Time with Sean. So, again, thank you everybody for tuning in. OG, Ernest Alice, Eric Winters, Irv Goldie Hawkins. Thank you for the compliments and the commentary. It is greatly appreciated. Marvin Askew, Ron Thomas, man, Kellen for the Culture, Andre, Ramona Dye, and the entire Fresh Perspective Rise Up crew. Anybody that I missed, Donovan Samuels, man, anybody else that I missed, TC Casey, please charge it to my head and not my heart. And, man, you all have a great night. We're going to end the night. We're going to end the show with Nipsey Hussle, man. The song is called Shell Shock. We do not own the rights to any of this. And y'all have a great night. Peace out.